so this is the implant that came out. At the moment, we don't know why it came out. We'll probably never know why it came out. So that's what the dentist said. There are a number of ways, but we'll get into that in a moment. I want to show you the clicking because that seemed to be an issue. So I'll take out the lower. Okay. In the lower, you can see four, they're like little metal receptacles. I would just call it a female, really. So you have four of them. Where's the implant? All right. So you have four. So this implant has a screw abutment, right? This part is the implant, right? There's threads, went onto a drill, it got drilled into the bone after a few months. It took, and then this was screwed in. And at the top of this is this little ball. And the ball, when this was working, went in. Here, I'll do it. Well, just you can't see it from there, but I just clicked it in, right? So you could see that if it was still in there, all four of them would correspond to each one. So now I have three. So I take the lower, and I clicked it in, and now it's in. As for the top, I understand what you're saying. You're saying that this part is keeping you from enjoying the whole food. So if I remember this, you're gonna have 5 teeth removed and 5 implants, 3 on top and 2 on the bottom, is what I kind of remember. But in your case where I have the clicking, right, the ball goes into the little female. In your case, apparently the magnets are strong enough that they don't need clicking anymore. So that part of it is good. All right, now let's look at the according to him, there could be 4 that I remember, at least 4 reasons why an implant can come out, and he doesn't think any of them in this particular case. He said, look, the implant came out intact. It completely came out intact. The threads are there, the screw abutment, nothing broke. The bone didn't break. He said that there were, these are the reasons. One reason could be bone loss. As we get older, there's bone loss. He kept on saying, though, for each cause, there are people, most people have no problems, but some do. So, and these are the reasons why. The first is bone loss. So that could be a reason, but in this case, he doesn't think it was. As a matter of fact, he said he was sure it wasn't. The next cause could be bacteria. Now, I was very poor with I opened this proxy brush this week. I used to use a regular toothbrush, which is really not the right thing to do for implants. So that's another reason, right? Bacteria could be a reason. Smoking could be a reason. All of these things, he still does not believe any of them, were in effect with me. The fourth thing is what he spent the most amount of time about, and it's really the reason I'm doing the video, because it seems to be, according to him, very important. He said that when I had my implants done, which was about 8 years ago, there were a handful of companies that did this, that manufactured implants. Since that time, a lot of dentists have become manufacturers. And in the worst case that he was telling me about, one dentist manufactured his own substandard implant and took a top company and used that name. In other words, he was saying he's them. And the only reason he was caught, according to the dentist, is that people started to complain. There were a lot of failures, and apparently they started complaining somewhere, and there was an investigation, and that's how he got found out. But the other thing that he's stressing is that even if they're done not being a fake, there were a lot of they became manufacturers because they found out that they could. And it would add to their, their income. And in a lot of cases, they're cutting corners and cutting costs. And he's kind of telling me you have to stay away from that. You have to be able to do it. But he has no actual guidance on how to do that. So what I think you should do, if you're really deciding that you're going to do this, you get to that point, I'm going to do it. Find out, ask them who the manufacturer of the implant is. When they tell you, Google whether they are one of the top few reliable implant manufacturers. If they are, then get their phone number and call them and tell them that you want to do implants, but how do I know I'm not getting a fake? And see what they have to say. Because from what he was telling me, he said that he knew, I told him, a relative, my cousin's daughter put in the 4 implants. He said he has no doubt that this is a Zimmer. He does not believe it's a fake. But the point he's trying to make is there's absolutely no way he could find out. There's no way to tell. So that's kind of scary. And, he's telling me this. He's saying, he agreed with me right from the start. I told him that the main reason I'm here, I want to see how the other 3 implants are. Because my intention is, it's working fine with 3. This dentist had pulled out a tooth from my sister, and then my sister eventually got a denture with 1 implant on this side in the front and 1 implant in the back. So she's going well with 2, and I have 3, and 3 is working. That was and he agreed with that. He did not think I should, but again, he said, since we don't know why it came out, you could go for the rest of your life without a problem, or there could be another one. But again, these were the 4 reasons that I remember. Hopefully that was it. Bone loss, bacteria, smoking, and either substandard implants or even fake implants. But the more I think about it, it doesn't matter. In other words, I have the 3, but since you have none, you should consider doing a little investigation there. So we know now that apparently the magnets are really strong. They're strong, clearly. So is that what you're brushing that? You're brushing around the magnets. That's weird. All right. So anyway, that's it for now, and I hope it was helpful. And this is Stuart Kaplan signing off, and we'll see you tomorrow or the next one, whatever.